Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Kick podcast. Today we have Lori Crump from Base with us. She's a Kickster. Was it Kick 2 you were in?
I was in Kick 2.
Awesome,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So, Lori, maybe tell us a little about yourself and about Base.
Yeah, so I'm the co-founder and CEO of Base. So we're a relocation platform. We help people who are relocating for work purposes. So we're focused on helping people coming into Vancouver and into San Francisco at the moment.
Awesome.
So,
cool.
yeah.
So how did this idea come about?
From personal experience. So I relocated a number of times myself. Most recently, I was looking at relocating to San Francisco, and with a young family. So it was the first time I was going to actually have to relocate and be in charge of other people.
Right.
And I was just really surprised at the lack of help that was available, especially online. Like I thought for sure there would be a platform I could use to organize my move, or some sort of task management thing that would guide me through the process, because there's a lot of moving pieces, right? You've got to do a neighborhood search, you've got to do apartment hunting, you've got to get all your household belongings there, what companies do I use? You hear these nightmare stories about moving companies, who's going to vet for them, right? I just started to dig into it a little bit more, and I sort of started talking to a few companies, both in San Francisco and in Vancouver, and asked what services they were using, and it sort of seemed like there were these more traditional types relocation services, but they only offered expensive kind of packages to, let's say, the Fortune 500 or the government. They were all inclusive, would organize your whole mobility management. But the small and medium-sized businesses, it was kind of left up to their HR staff to help these employees relocate. And you've got limited time as it is when you're just a small HR team of a growing company. So I think that was kind of where I saw that there could be a need for what we offer. Awesome,
cool. Yeah. And so how did you kind of hear about Kick, and how did the two start together?
So I reached out to my local community out in Port Coquitlam and met up with a group there called Tri-Celebrate.
Awesome.
So they're a meetup group out there, and at the time they didn't have any sort of formal program out in Coquitlam, but they had been interviewing all of the places downtown that offered Kickstarter courses and boot camp type things, and they recommended Kick. They said it was the best one by far, and the most comprehensive, and
so what made you finally decide to do it, and how was the experience?
It was really quick. They kind of told me or introduced me to Keith and Laura, and the next Kick cohort was starting in a week.
Oh, wow.
And I think actually registration had closed, but they sort of said, if you do want to partake, we have one spot left, and you could, if you tell us by tomorrow. And I just sort of looked at the cost versus the value that I would get of starting a business for the first time by myself. It just seemed sort of like the best thing to do.
Awesome. And so how was that actual experience, the time that you were in Kick?
Yeah, it was amazing. It condensed about 6 months of me figuring that stuff out on my own into 6 weeks.
Awesome.
What I learned in that was totally invaluable for me in my business, and it's continued to be, because I've had such great connections from everybody at Kick and all of the team. I feel like I can constantly connect with people that were part of that program, whether it was the mentors that came in, or the instructors, or the people in the class. It was really grew my network, especially in the startup community when I was beginning.
Awesome. And I guess what are you up to now? Where are things at with Base?
Yeah, so that was last September, October, and so we're in
about 6 months or 7 months ago.
So I ended up finding my co-founder, or getting a technical co-founder at the end of the program. We launched our self-service or service-only platform, in December, and we've had already paying clients into Vancouver and into San Francisco. We won a pitch competition in February, went to New York in May for a 2-day boot camp, and we're aiming to launch our MVP of our self-service platform in about 8 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
So it's been a busy year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I guess last question is, any kind of tips, or if someone's either considering Kick or starting their own business, what should they look for? How should they go about it?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. That was one of the things that I learned at Kick, was there's a lot of people in the city, people that friends, family, that are rooting for you and wanting to see you succeed, and,
Yeah.
and to utilize all of those people in your life to help you in these early days, because you can't do it all yourself. And a lot of it is faking it until you make it, but to just utilize the people that you have, and figure out what you can leverage, and if it's doing something like Kick, where it's going to open a bunch of doors, take those opportunities. And
Yeah, awesome. And it's a big opportunity, so thank you so much for
Thanks so much.
taking the time.
Yeah,
cheers.
good.